Hi everyone, welcome to ZyNerd's NEET SS Information Series. We have received a lot of queries from candidates on the closing ranks of 2020 and 2021 round 1 and information that is required like fee structures, the seat matrix of 2021 which includes both virtual vacancies as well as the actual clear vacancies and information that will help them know the preference orders of last year candidates or this year candidates of round 1. We have updated all this information in ZyNerd, so you would have the preference orders or closing ranks of 2020 round 1, round 2, and the mop-up round that was conducted, and the 2021 round 1 preference orders of candidates, and the revised fee structures that have been published by different institutes. There are around 10 to 11 deemed universities or private institutes which have updated their uh, fee structure for round 2. And we also have information on the stipend and bond of most of the state institutes, and wherever deemed have a bond, etc. We have this information available in the portal. We'll just quickly run you through how you can get this information, which will help you in deciding your preference orders during choice filling. This information will act as a base for you to fill choices during round 2 now. So as you enter in the dashboard, you will see all the announcements, whatever events are happening today and the upcoming deadlines for you to take decisions. And you also have the allotments and of 2020 and 2021 round 1 available, and you have the closing ranks of 2020 and 2021 available. So if you have written two sub exams, let's say it is cardiology and medical oncology, you can filter out on these two sub exams and look at the closing ranks of that particular exam. And if you're specifically interested in a particular course only on cardiology and you're interested in only in the state of Karnataka, you'll be able to see the complete closing ranks of 2020 and 2021 in the state of Karnataka. This will help you during choice filling, and you can filter out if your rank is between the range in the range, let's say between 500 and 600. You will be able to filter out all seats that closed at a broader range, either from 500 to 600 or 400 to 700 over last year. And in round 1, to give you an idea of where what are the possibilities. And you also have the fee stipend and bond details. We have updated the fee stipend and bond details for all institutes except a set of private institutes which have not shared any information. We only had 2020 information which we have not updated as of now. For deemed institutes, for most of the institutes, you will find the revised fee structure too available here. So if you're looking at again, let's say if you're looking at endocrinology, you'll be able to see all the institutes that offer endocrinology and the course fee. The latest course fee would be available. Certain institutes like Kasturba, for instance, have modified their fee structure after round 1. So there is a 35% reduction or a 50% reduction in certain courses. You will be able to see the revised fee structure. You can simply filter out either on your course to get this information. If you're interested in 3 different courses, you can just filter out each course one by one and get this information. If you're looking at government institutes too, you'll have an idea of what is a fee, stipend, and bond in government institutes. You'll be able to look at what is a bond, what is a stipend, and in case you resign your seat after discontinue the course at a later point in time, what will be the penalty that is applicable. So this information is available for all the institutes, most of the government institutes and most of the private and deemed institutes, except for a few private and 3 or 4 deemed institutes which have not published any fee structure in the portal. These may be available during your choice filling. You can confirm the information available during choice filling as well. The most important and useful feature would be the seat matrix. There are many queries on the preference orders of candidates. While preference orders may act as a base for you to start filling choices, they are not necessarily the right order of ranking based on academics or cases or caseloads, etc. But this, in case you don't have any information and you have very limited time, this may act as a base for you to start evaluating further or fill in your choices if there is no other information available at all. So we would still say you go ahead and look at the closing ranks of these institutes, but still evaluate it if possible with candidates or other faculty or institute other information that is available. Now how do you look at this first you can filter out on round 2. This will give you the entire round 2 seat matrix, which has been mapped in the portal. If you look at MCH surgical gastroenterology, you will see that GB Punt has 0 vacancy. There are no clear vacancies, and there is 1 virtual vacancy, which means there are no unallotted seats or allotted and not joined seats. And there is 1 candidate who has joined surgical gastroenterology and has opted for upgradation. So in case that candidate opts for gets upgraded, then somebody else may be allotted this virtual vacancy. So you'll be able to see the actual vacancies plus the virtual vacancies in the system. So wherever there are actual vacancies, for instance, in BJMC, there's 1 actual oncopathology vacancy and 5 virtual vacancies which are available now. So this will be available. And if you're looking at a particular course, let's say I'll take the example of cardiology, and you will be able to see the entire cardiology seats mapped by last year's closing ranks. Last year had a round 2, so therefore we have mapped it by last year's closing ranks. You will also be able to see this year's closing ranks for reference in case you want to see any changes that have happened over last year. So this will give you a base for a preference order. For instance, if I don't have any information on seats in on Assam, let's say I'm looking at institutes which are offering cardiology in Assam, I'll have a preference order of closing rank of round 1 or a preference order over here, which will help me get a base for filling my choices. Let's say I'm looking at deemed universities for cardiology. I have no idea. I'm looking at across states, or let's say I'm looking at only a few states. I will be able to filter out on deemed universities and select a particular state. I'm looking at Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra, Delhi alone. Then I'll be able to filter out on all those states that I am looking at for cardiology in deemed universities, sorted by their closing ranks of 2020. There might be a few seats like JLN, JNMC, Varda, and Rajarajeshwari, which did not have seats of last year, or where seats possibly were not allotted in this year at all. So in those cases, you will have that information to decide on whether to plug in these choices either somewhere in between, or somewhere possibly know that these were not allotted at all in the previous rounds or previous years. You'll also know the actual vacancies versus virtual vacancies, and that will get you an idea of the possibilities. So now the only thing that you need to consider is that these closing ranks are give you a base, but beyond that, it is especially in super specialty, you would know that there are a lot of locational preferences, personal preferences that come into picture. So just take a call based on this information, but do your evaluation post this as well. Fundamentally, you would see that possibly some institutes which closed in rank 500 are far different from those institutes which closed in rank 900, 800, etc. So that may be a given, but beyond that, within this group between 500 to 700, you may have to take a call because some of them may be personal preferences based on location. So and second, there is also this fee structure which makes a difference as far as deemed universities are concerned. So you can go back to the fee structure and find out the fee structure and make a choice. So hope this information will be helpful for you. Please do share it across groups, or share it across other with other friends for whom this may be helpful. We'll be sharing the links for the portal in the description plan. These are available at a very minimal cost now for being the first year. Hope this information is helpful in choice filling, and hope you're able to use this information for getting the best deserved seat. All the best for round.